Hey, what's up, folks? My name is Melvin, and welcome back. Now, before I get ready for bed, just this one thought came into my head, and it was how I was exercising in 2020, how I started developing kind of a love for it. And the way I developed a love for it was through sprinting. Sprinting was something I really enjoyed doing because it kind of got rid of all of the initial hurdles you go through when you start to exercise. They're still there, but it seems much easier to get past them, and it feels more rewarding at the end of it. So with sprinting, that's running as fast as you can for a short period of time. And if that's your goal, if that's something you create as a goal, then you start feeling a love for it. And the reason why I enjoyed sprinting was because when you start running or you start exercising for the first time after months or something like that, your brain starts to develop bad habits. It develops habits that makes you want to not exercise, makes you start thinking more about the process. And exercising doesn't need any of that. Exercising is just, hey, move forward, walk, run, lift. There's not a lot of strategy or technique needed, but if you're someone like me who has developed anxiety that overthinks things, it can become a problem. And sprinting kind of gets rid of those problems temporarily. When you sprint, you're running so fast and hard and you're breathing that all you can think about is running. Sure, you do think about stopping and wanting to stop, but adding 10 more seconds to a sprint is much more reasonable than adding an extra 20 minutes to an exercise. So it was easy for me to make reasons to come up with reasons to keep going when I was sprinting. And something I started noticing in my day to day, especially with a fast paced career like sales, is that if I just sprint through certain tasks, it was a lot easier for me to complete those tasks. I complete those tasks much faster. It feels more rewarding, and it's something I don't mind seeing myself do more of. Now, of course, with tasks in the real world and doing everyday things, you have to be careful. You don't want to make mistakes with certain things like that. Exercising, there's not a lot of mistakes you can make other than falling down or something like that. So sprinting and exercising is a lot easier. But I feel like if you tweak it right, you can make it work. There have been some days where I was editing projects, and when I sprinted to doing the project, I was more likely to finish it and upload it. And that meant that my project didn't have to go to waste. A lot of the projects that have went to waste for me were ones that were one super ambitious, required a lot of planning, a lot of thinking, ones that required a lot of editing, hours of time and commitment, and required a lot of kind of tricky maneuvers. And, as much as I think those projects could have ended up really good, they could have ended up being some of the best things I have ever created. If they don't get created, there's no point. Same thing with exercising. If you don't get out and exercise, then there's no point. So when you realize that the end goal is actually more simple than you think, you can come up with more ways to sprint through them. So I highly recommend, if you have something that you're struggling with, no matter how simple the problem is, if there are a lot of barriers that keep you from doing them, try to get rid of those barriers as much as you can. Make the problem as simple to solve as you can. And maybe it won't be perfect, but at least you're doing it. And routine is one of the best things you can do. And this is coming from a guy who creates many routines and breaks a lot of them. So I understand the importance of keeping routine and breaking them. So, I'm in the same boat as you guys. So, hang in there, all right? It'll get better. You guys take care, all right? Have a wonderful day.